Hello, artists. This week we are going to be finishing our wonderful, fun, silly birds. We started these last week by painting our circles in the center of our page. And this week we're going to add our fun details like our wings and eyes and beak. All right, so for today's art class, you will need your painting from last week, that painting with your big circles, big bright circles on it. You'll need scissors, a square of orange construction paper, feathers, 2 googly eyes, a marker or pencil, and some crayons. I'm using my oil pastels. Those will work if you have those, and some school glue. So most of these supplies that you don't normally have at home went home in the last art supply pickup. All right, so let's get started. Let me bring my painting over here. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is take our marker or pencil, whatever you're using to draw with, and we're going to add some little details. We're gonna add legs, and I'm gonna draw 2 lines for each of my bird legs. I'm kind of giving my bird long, silly legs. And then I'm gonna draw a W shape for my bird toes. There we go. All right, and I think I'm gonna add some kind of diagonal stripes on my bird legs, just for a little silly feature on my bird. You could do some polka dots if you want, or you could leave them just blank and add some color with your crayons later. All right, and then the other thing I'm gonna do with my marker is give my bird some silly feathers on top of his head, silly bird hair. So I'm gonna do that by just doing some silly lines up top. Kind of looks like a crown, doesn't it? Bird crown. All right, next thing that we are gonna do is add our googly eyes. So you got 2 googly eyes sent home in the last art kit. Oops. And we are gonna use some school glue to add those eyes. So you only need a tiny bit of glue. These are tiny little eyes, and we just need a little drop of glue. So decide on where you want your eyes to be, and then you're just gonna add 2 little drops of glue. Okay. And then just gently place your googly eyes there. It kind of looks like this is his mouth. He's yelling or singing or something. All right, next we will add our beak. So you're gonna take your orange construction paper. You could use a marker to draw a triangle shape on it if you want, or you can just cut out a triangle shape. It's up to you. Probably about that size is good for my bird. Your bird might have a smaller beak or a larger beak. And then we're gonna cut out that beak with our scissors pointing away from us. All right, and then we're gonna glue our beak on. So we're gonna use that school glue again. And just put maybe like 2 little dots where we want that, or 3 little dots. Just a tiny amount of glue. And there we go. He's coming to life. He has a face now. All right, next thing we're gonna do is with our crayons, add some color. So maybe you wanna add some color to the legs, to the crazy hair, and even a background. So on this one, I did a polka dot background. You could do clouds, you could do stars, you could add trees and mountains. It's up to you. So I'm gonna grab some purple, color in the white part that I left on these silly legs. Maybe you want to do rainbow stripes on the legs. That would be fun. And I'm going to use some green on this silly hair. So you can use crayons for this, or if you have colored pencils or markers, that will work too. I'm using my oil pastels because that's just what I had on my desk, and that works great. So maybe next, maybe I will put some clouds. Maybe a sun would be fun. You could cover your whole background with some fun details. And then the last step is going to be adding those wings. So on this one that I just did a feather on each side. And I've given you a few feathers that I sent home. So you could decide if you want to do more than one feather for his wings, or maybe you want to add a feather somewhere else. That's up to you. And then the same thing with our glue is we just need a tiny little bit. You're going to put a drop of glue where you want the feather to go and just gently press it down. I like the way that one looks. I think I'll do this blue one on this side, and maybe I will do 2 on each side. That's kind of fun. There we go. And I have a little green one I'll add over here, and that's it. I think my silly bird is looking pretty silly, and I am all done. So have some fun creating your silly birds today and adding all those fun, silly details, and I cannot wait to see your finished work. Have a great week.